It's time for Attitudes in the News. What do we
Okay.
got, Donna?
Okay, let's see. Well, on a sad note, the attitude that there's still so much hate crime going on. And with the news of the shootings of the three people that were killed, uh, one woman at a Jewish temple, I'm thinking, and then the grandfather and son in a parking lot of, I think, of a nearby Jewish church or something similar. The shooter uh, said "Hi Hitler" as he was being carried away, and he was saying he was protecting the white race. And apparently, some 20 years ago, he was a grand dragon in the Ku Klux Klan. They have old footage of him back in the day, you know, proclaiming white power, which is all good because there's black power, there's white power. But when you start killing people because of their religion and because of their color, that attitude, what is that? What is that? Is that an attitude of hatred, or is that an attitude of fear? Because I believe a lot of it is the fear of the unknown.
Well, I think it all comes right down to fear. All the attitudes that we have that are unfortunate attitudes, all the negative attitudes, all the bad attitudes, poor attitudes, they all stem. If you take a look back at it and peel the layers of that onion, you will find fear is at the core of every bad attitude we carry with us. Every rude comment, every mean way we have with other people, even telemarketers that are rude, or the people
Right.
that are rude to telemarketers, right? We had some people from the Mormon Church come by the house the other day.
Were they rude?
Nobody was rude to anybody. So the thing is there is no hate unless there
Right.
is fear. So if you hate something, you need to dig deep down and find out what the
Well,
fear is. And
right.
is that fear
Right.
real? Is is it going to end your life?
Right.
Is somebody holding a, a knife to your neck? That's real fear.
Right.
But the white race being decimated is
Right.
not real fear because
Not
we
real fear.
won't. Well, I'll go make a baby. If you want me to, buddy.
Right.
Just give me some extra money and I'll go adopt a bunch of white babies and we're good, right?
Right.
Like, come on.
Yeah, that
Come on. It's
was
ridiculous.
that was the big thing. Attitudes in the news. Also, the attitude I recently, well, this morning I watched another show, which I'm not going to tell which show because I want you to keep it here. You get just the good stuff here, just as good as you get on those other shows. Anyway, this particular show, we're talking about the actress Tori Spelling and her husband Dermot Mulroney. Is that what his
Dean McDermott.
Dean McDermott? I'm sorry, Dermot Mulroney. We ain't talking about you. Dean McDermott. They're going through a public uh, reconciliation over his cheating ways. And they've decided to do their counseling and everything, cameras on the family as they go through the healing process or not healing process. Cameras were rolling when he came out of rehab. Um, just a lot going on. And one of the things that some of the people that are watching, doctors and people in the field of, the counselors and all of that, they're really worried that this type of uh, behavior, this attitude of showing her, I don't know what, because if it doesn't work out, like she said, she has the most to lose because she's dumping her whole marriage and life and intimate details out for the world to see. Kind of like the real reality show star who has the sex tape out right now. It's just being really transparent and vulnerable to put your feelings and to put everything out there and let America judge you. And I think that attitude is, again, fear. I'm going to say the root of that attitude is fear. There's something that she's afraid of, whether it be afraid of losing her husband, whether it be afraid of not being famous anymore, and which is why she's doing this. I don't know, but I think the root of this has to be some type of fear. She's going to sink fear into him and publicly humiliate him. We operate so well on fear. And I agreed with the doctors and the counselors right now that, yes, as much as I love reality TV and feel that there's a lot of reality shows that have yet to be pitched, wink, wink, I believe that, once again, there's a line. There is a clear and definite line that there are some things that need to be healed behind closed doors, some things that need to be healed first within yourself before you let America dissect it and draw their conclusions, where your children can't even come out in public because cameras are flashing.
I actually agree with you. To be authentic and true is great. I'm a big proponent of that, obviously. We share a lot. We've shared a lot in our book, Journey in Soul Car. And the thing is we've worked through those problems already, though. We've found out that fear is at the base of that problem.
Right.
We found out that it was, I needed my dad's approval because that's why I got sick when I ate beets. Right? So it's true. But I put it out there, but I had already figured it out. So,
right.
Yeah, I think for her to actually work it out in that public forum, it's probably not the best idea for her psyche, and psychologists and psychotherapists will be able to say, I'm sure Dr. Drew has been talking about this on HLN.
Sure.
I like Dr. Drew. I think I like his show where he talks to all these women and all these psychotherapists.
Right.
So the thing is I think that she needs to work it out in private first, and then you can bring it out and explain to people how it is you worked it out and what you found, and that's great because you can help the world. But for them to see everything that you're struggling with and going through, I don't necessarily think it's good for you.
Right.
You do have that added pressure of, oh, what are people going to think of me? And really, has she let that go, or is she dealing with that aspect of this situation as well?
Right. There's just
I lose my stardom. What are people going to think of me? Am I selling out my family? Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so those two attitudes are what caught my attention, and it's what's trending, right now. They still haven't found the missing Malaysian airliners. It just stuns me every time. You can find my iPhone anywhere in the country, but you just can't find this damn plane. And I'm not making light of it. It's just that it's beginning to me to be really ridiculous that when they went to go emerge the submarine that can go to the bottom of, go 15,000 feet, they say it can't go all the way down. They have the wrong one. They have the wrong one. This one doesn't, can't make it all the way down. And so I'm beginning to say, I'm beginning to look at that attitude and the attitudes of those that have waited for weeks, as these black box pings, disappear. And, just that attitude, what that says about the resiliency of the family, first of all, because they have not spoke out in a way that I think I would have had I not been shifted. They really are calm. You hear some of them say they won't rest assured until they have a body or until they know for sure. That attitude that they have to step back and let these people do their jobs. I don't know if I could be that way. I don't know if I could go so long without any answers before I start putting my foot down or putting my foot in someone's ass and saying, you know, damn, all this technology, you guys you can't tell me anything. You can't give me anything. So, 3 attitudes in the news. What do you have?
Well, actually, one of our Facebook friends, when I asked her what attitudes in the news were on their mind this week, one of them said, and her name is Paula. I won't say her last name. Her name is Paula. She says, "I think Putin needs a serious attitude shift away away from feeling the need to make wherever Russian-speaking people live an actual part of Russia." So, and I would agree with her. It was actually on my list of attitudes in the news. I do believe that we are marching a little bit too close to a third world war, and it is about attitudes in leadership, and the fact that Russian planes buzz the U.S. warships. Oh my goodness! If something happened,
oh my God!
If somebody had spit on that ship, we would be in full-blown combat right now. And I think that we're so far past that. Mr. Putin, if you need to have a bigger country, buy something. Don't just take it over. Go buy somebody's country. I'm sure you could do that. I'm sure you got the money. If you need to have more power and control, go buy it. Go do it. Don't go do this, what you're doing. I know people that live in the Ukraine. I have friends that live in the Ukraine, for college friends, and they're on Facebook, and they're hating it. They're hating it every minute of this, because it's snowballing into a bigger and bigger situation, and because it's Russia, it's a problem. It's not Iraq. It's Russia, right? They are a superpower. They're as super as the United States. So the thing is, it's a little bit dicey, and I think that the leaders need to pull back, and especially Mr. Putin, whatever it is he really, really needs. If controlling the world is what you want, buddy, you're going to have to go through me first, and Donna, and we're going to shift your attitude.
I think that the attitude of exactly that arrogance, that, we're a superpower too. I just think if people just sat down and ate dinner together every once in a while, really, and I'm really serious, that you put aside all your bodyguards, all your other people, and 2 people sit down and have dinner together and just really put it out there that that this would be a war that would destroy the entire earth as we know it. Do you want that? Do you want to live this way? Do you want America down your back? We don't want you down our back. Let's just put these things aside and have dinner.
I love it. I love it.
Really, and I believe that. I believe we put too many people behind us, speaking for us, talking for us, giving their interpretation on it, when no one knows but the people that are involved. Sit down. Break bread.
Mr. Putin, President Putin, you're welcome to come and ride in our virtual red Corvette. We'll take you through a drive-through and get you some virtual dinner, and we'll have a conversation. I mean, really, I think maybe he needs to talk to real people on the street as opposed to diplomats and the presidents and the leaders. I think sometimes you need to get to know the people.
And I believe that. Once again, I can't stress enough that some of the problems in families are solved at the dinner table. Sometimes just sitting at the table and sharing a meal can solve problems. We do, we have dinner together. My family looks at me kind of crazy because I've started this new thing that when we pray over our food, we hold hands now. As we're doing that, because I want that closeness. I believe that, just like you said, there's so much out there that pulls us apart. So many bad attitudes, so many unmoving attitudes. I'm not giving up my piece of power. We have that attitude, and if we just stopped for a moment and realized the magnitude of these 2 countries fighting, the magnitude for our children and for the entire human race, then maybe we could, we could chill a little bit,